Hey everybody, this is going to help you to get some formulas inserted, and it's also going to help you gather the data that you will need for creating your bar graphs. One of the first things that you want to do, if you choose to do things this way, I like to do it so I can stay organized and see what I'm doing with the formulas. So what I'm going to be doing is counting the appearances of some of the words in this column. So to get that set up, I am going to make a list. So I'm going to be looking for Snapchat, I'm going to be looking for email, Instagram, iMessage, YouTube, Tinder, Twitter, Facebook. You probably want to include more of them, maybe even all of them. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make these bold, and I'm going to do that by clicking on this B. I'm going to do the same with these. Now I'm working on making my spreadsheet look nice and also in a way that I can make sense of it. So I am also going to shade this area. Now I am ready to begin putting in my formulas. When I do a formula, I always want to make sure that I am doing it correctly, so I'm also going to run a test. This formula is going to be happening in column B, and it's going to be starting with B6 and going all the way through to B91. But you never know, people might add things to this, so I'm going to give it all of column B. And to run my test, I'm going to add in the name of my favorite cat, which is Chikara. And I'm going to add that into just a few different columns. It's a unique word with a unique spelling, so it's good for running a test. And then I'm going to test it in this cell right here. So I'm going to start with the equal sign, and then I'm using count if. And to count if means I want to count if something shows up in this range, and B6 is the first place where I have possible answers, so I'm going to start with B6. Yours could be different depending on things you may have done to your spreadsheet, and that's the range. The B means the rest of the column B, and what I'm looking for, because I'm running a test, is any occurrences of Chikara. So I'm going to put a star in the front. I'm going to type her name exactly as it is, and then I'm going to put a star in the back, and then I'm going to close the parentheses. Oops, I forgot my quotes. And then I'm going to close my parentheses. So what I've done here is by putting in these quotes, I'm telling Google Sheets that it's looking for a string, which is a word. These parentheses are telling me what am I concerned about with this count if, and then I'm asking Google Sheets to conduct a linear search going through line by line by line by line, which would be very tedious for a human, and count the number of times this word appears. The star before and after allows me to find it within this list, and then I'm going to hit enter. And I got 3, which is the right answer. So now I feel like I can confidently move on. So the next thing I'm going to do is change this word to Snapchat. And then I'm going to hit enter. And I'm going to think for a minute, does this seem logical? Yes, I have about 80-90 entries. A lot of people like Snapchat. It's very popular. It does not give me a percent. I just know that of these people surveyed, it would be good to know the number. So you could do that by taking 91 from 6, let's say 85 people. 74 of them chose Snapchat as social media that they use. The second one for email, I'm actually going to do a very easy copy, and then I'm going to go to this cell and I'm going to do a paste special, and I'm only going to paste the formula. Now I have to make some changes because it made changes. So I'm still looking for the same exact column. So I still want to go B6 through the rest of B. And then I want to look for, of course, email. So I'm going to change this to email and hit enter. And 74 people also said email. So I can scan through my list, and I do see email popping up quite a bit. So I feel encouraged by that answer. And now I'm going to Instagram, and I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm going to do a copy and a paste. I'm going to look to make sure things are accurate, which they are not. I'm going to change them because I want to B6 because that is my cell. And then I want to use the word Instagram. You have to be very careful and specific about spelling. And that's 67. Not surprising either. The next one that I'm going to be doing is iMessage. Again, for some reason it really wants me to do B7, but I'm not doing that. I need to be very careful of the spelling, and I can see that iMessage is spelled like that. You may even want to copy and paste if you just want to be triple sure. And then I'm going to do one more, which is Tinder, because I know that one's a lot less popular. And I just want to make sure that I'm doing things right. So again, I need to check on my range. So I've got B6 through the rest of B. And then of course I want to change this word. And this word is going to be Tinder. And that occurs 6 times, so that also makes sense. You kind of want to do something that's a little bit logical. You can, if you want to, scroll these over, but it is really not necessary. But it may help you just kind of keep track of what exactly it is that you're counting and doing. And this information would be lovely for putting into a bar graph.